Hi there. You've probably asked yourself, what's the most effective way to develop your understanding and use of English? Well, any reading or listening activity you do will help. However, if you want to develop your spoken English, listening practice is what you need to focus on. Songs, films, YouTube videos, podcasts, TV, all these will gradually help you to improve your understanding of spoken English. However, in my opinion, dictations, if done properly, are the most effective way to improve all areas of English. Not just listening, but also writing, including spelling, reading, vocabulary, grammar, and speaking, including pronunciation. In this video, I will explain and show you how to effectively do dictations for yourself and introduce you to some useful and fun websites for practicing on. The first thing you need is a good source of listening materials which are suitable for dictations. There are a number of YouTube channels which feature dictations. However, I would recommend these websites which are ideal. The first one is Randall's ESL Cyber Listening Lab. It's been around for years and has a huge range of topics. Most of them are dialogues which are great for learning conversational English. It's also divided up into levels, easy, intermediate and difficult. What makes Randall's Listening Lab so good is that it gives you listening practice exercises plus explanations of some vocabulary. But most importantly, for doing dictations, you can access the listening script to check against your dictation notes. The website address is www.esl-lab.com. The other website I will recommend is lo.org. It's similar in its offering to Randall's with quizzes, vocabulary and scripts. However, it does offer a range of nationalities and accents. So you can see here you've got voices from America, England, Australia and Scotland. So that's LO, www.lo with 3 L's, careful, 3 L's, .org. So this is my suggested procedure for do-it-yourself dictations. The first stage is prediction. You need to choose a topic that interests you and you think might be useful to you. Now think about the topic and quickly brainstorm what you already know about the topic and try to guess what things the speakers might talk about. For example, with barbecue, if the topic was barbecue, you might think, okay, so what foods? It's going to be things like burgers, sausages, kebabs, etc. How are they going to cook the barbecue? They're going to need fire, wood on the fire, that black stuff, is it called charcoal? And they'll be grilling the food, and they might talk about the weather. Is it sunny? We don't want any rain. And it might be difficult to cook the food. Very easy to burn the food on barbecues, and then it tastes horrible, tastes burnt, and so on. We just tune in to the subject before we start listening. Doing this helps to tune your mind into the topic before the listening starts, and this should make it much easier to understand. And this prediction, this skill of prediction, is also very good practice for listening exams such as IELTS. Okay, so we're now ready to start listening. And so the second stage is listening for gist, or in other words, listening for the main idea. And the point here is to listen to the whole recording once and then try to summarize in 1 or 2 sentences what the main points were. So for example, if you were listening to 2 people talking about a barbecue, maybe they said the food didn't taste good because it was burnt and not cooked properly. And then you could ask yourself, was this what you predicted? How close were your predictions? Were there any things that surprised you, for example? Stage 3, listening for specific information. At this stage you could try doing the listening quiz, if there is one, and then listen again and then check your answers. This is ideal exam practice, and it's worth knowing that you actually don't need to understand all of a text to get 100% in a test. The important thing is to know what specific information you are listening for, and then to be able to understand those parts of the text containing this information. Stage 4, dictation. And this is when the real learning starts to happen. There are two methods. The first method is to play the whole recording several times, and each time you write down more and more information you hear until you can summarize the whole recording. Then check the script to see if you were correct. If not, what was it that prevented you from understanding? Was it the vocabulary you didn't know? Or maybe it was the pronunciation that caused you problems. The second method is to play the recording sentence by sentence and write down what you hear until you think you are correct, and then check the script. And don't forget to check spelling if that's one of your weaknesses. This particular method really helps you to focus on the way native speakers actually say things, and it should help you achieve a more natural pronunciation. Stage 5, language analysis. Vocabulary. First of all, try and guess the meaning of any difficult words from the context in the script. If you're still not sure of the meaning, you'll need to use a dictionary. And then don't forget to add any new words to your vocabulary files. Grammar. Make a note of any interesting or difficult grammar structures that you come across so that you can study them later. And that's the great thing about doing dictations. It guides you as to what areas of vocabulary or grammar you need to study next. And finally, stage 6, speaking practice, including pronunciation. To practice speaking, you now need to read the script or your dictation notes aloud, copying the original recording as closely as you can. And you need to pay particular attention to pronunciation. Think about word stress and which words in the sentence are stressed. Note down any contractions. For example, would not is usually pronounced as wouldn't. And you need to read the script several times until you've got it almost perfect. If you can do this, I promise you it won't be long before you start to sound like a native speaker yourself. Songs are a great and fun way to learn English. Try this website, lyrics.com. It seems to have just about every song that was ever written, and most of all it has the song and the words of the song, or the lyrics. To do the dictation, you need to play the video in full screen so that you can't see the lyrics, of course. The great thing about doing dictations on songs is that you can learn the song and then sing it for the rest of the day. It's a great way to learn English and fun too. Try and do it with your friends. So, to summarise. Dictations are a great way to learn English because, firstly, they are effective. Secondly, you can develop your listening, writing, reading, vocabulary, grammar, speaking and pronunciation. And thirdly and finally, depending on the listening material you choose, dictations can be really interesting and great fun. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please click like and don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.